Welcome to Village in Motion this Thursday, June 27th. I'm Clint Lambert. It's my pleasure to be the host today of Village in Motion. And I have two residents here in the studio with me today. They're going to be talking about the sales of our residents here, of our apartments, and about the different committees that they've learned about here on campus. And I'd like to welcome the two ladies who are here. First of all, Sally Hottle and Jeri Mullarkey. I told you I could screw it up.
Jeri Mullarkey.
And we're very glad to have you both with us today. Both of you are on the sales committee, right?
Yes, we are. Sales and information.
Sales and information, okay. And how long have you been on that committee?
I've been on, this is my second year.
Okay, and Jeri?
About 6 months.
Oh, okay, all right. And both of you have been here for a couple of years?
I've been here in November, it'll be 4 years.
Okay.
And I have not been here a year. I moved in October.
Oh, tremendous. So you've gotten really involved very rapidly.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. What takes place with the sales committee? I mean, why do we have a sales committee that involves our residents?
Well, I'll speak as chair.
Okay.
We partner really with the sales and information team. We have 3 goals this year. One is to work with the team to plan events and present Erickson in as possible positive light as possible.
Yeah.
And Jeri's going to talk about that. We also have a program at most meetings, and that I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little while. And also, we are in charge of the new Welcome Home program, which used to be Green Spring Greeters.
Okay. And so we've changed the name of one of the functions that the sales committee had, was Green Spring Greeters, to Welcome Home, right? And Sally, you've been chair for just this year, or were you chair last year also?
No, I was not chair last year. I've been chair actually since the 1st of February.
Oh, okay, very good. What is the Welcome Home program, I should say?
Well, it's a program that comes from Erickson Corporate. The purpose of it is to make new residents feel more comfortable when they come in, to introduce them to Green Spring, and it has 2 aspects to it. This year, for the first year, it involves members of the Green Spring staff, and they are called Welcome Home reps.
Oh, okay.
There are also the Green Spring Greeters, and there's a little misconception right now about who's who. The Welcome Home reps have been trained by people in resident life. Okay. When new residents make their 10% deposit, they meet their Welcome Home rep, the staff member. Okay. That person takes them to their apartment for the first time. They receive a guide that everybody hopes they'll read before they move in because it's a wealth of information. They meet their Welcome Home rep a second time the day they move in. Okay. Sometimes the Welcome Home rep will drop in a couple of times to make sure things are going smoothly. And then a third time, the Welcome Home rep will meet them after they've been in a few days and see how things are going. Okay. At that point, a Green Spring greeter becomes active with the person.
Which is a resident.
That's a resident. Okay. That's correct. The greeters are the residents, and they also go through an orientation. On July 9th, I'm having one more orientation for people who haven't been to the other ones. And they take material to the reps. They take material to the residents and serve as a friend, welcoming them to the community as a resident rather than as a staff person. Hopefully take them to a few meals, introduce them to the organizations that are on campus, and do everything that they can to make them feel welcome here, including give them a phone number that they can call supposedly at any time.
Wonderful.
Which is their own.
But residents can be involved in that, in helping other residents get adjusted, right?
That's right.
Okay. How do you go about becoming a Welcome Home rep? Welcome Home greeter. That's a resident, right? That's
a greeter, all they need to do is contact me. We have neighborhood coordinators, neighborhood 1, 2, and 3, and if somebody wants to be a greeter, they can contact me, and I'll assign them to a coordinator. The coordinators work with the people that are moving into their communities.
Okay.
The people that live in their communities and people that move in. So it's just a matter of saying, I'd like to do this.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So you just need to contact either the sales department or contact Sally directly.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
Okay, sounds great. You have a couple other programs that are going on.
Well, we have also a program committee, and in keeping with Chandra's myth-busting
Yes.
desire, we are trying to have speakers from within Green Spring to come to most of our committee meetings
okay.
and explain to us what they do, so that we can speak to people when we're hearing things, whether they're fact or fiction, we
Right.
can help, because hopefully we know more.
Well, but at least you're getting the information correctly
Yeah, and
from
then
the people involved.
that's correct. And the third committee is the committee that Jeri's involved with, which these are subcommittees.
Right, okay.
It's the Activity Alliance Committee,
Okay.
and they're working on a media presentation, and Jeri's the guru.
But Jeri, you're the head of that subcommittee, or you've just taken on this one project?
No, I'm head of the subcommittee.
Okay. And what is this project with media?
Well, it's a new media production that has been brought to us from corporate through the sales office, and it's basically a refresh of photographs and inclusion of current residents. I think some of the old video that's shared is not as current as it should be regarding who lives here. And so the idea is to show how active Green Spring Village is, and to get that information out to future or potential future residents, and hopefully bring in some younger residents who will actually take part in these activities and enjoy them. And we really have more activities here than any other, not just Erickson property, but any other property that I could find, because I came here rather early. And part of my reason for coming was to have new playmates, and I want to continue to have that opportunity. So
Right.
that was my reason for promoting this and being interested in it.
That's tremendous, because I understand we have over 200 different groups and organizations and over 900 activities a month
Yes,
here on campus.
and probably more, because some are not advertised, we found out.
Oh, okay. And so you're going to be able to identify those and put them into the media presentation?
Not that many. What
Okay.
happens is they ask us to give them information, them meaning the professional videographers that'll be coming with their makeup artist and their lighting crew and all that, which will happen in July.
Right.
They've already come on a scouting shoot just to determine what they want to do. And so my committee prepared a spreadsheet of activities that were active, and active consisted of things being where the body is in motion, not sitting. So standing, walking, moving, and there are quite a few things here. I think there are 7 different kinds of dancing, for example.
Wow.
So, a lot of people just don't realize
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
So they're not going to shoot 7 different kinds of dancing.
Right.
I'm not positive still what they are really going to be shooting, but we gave them the information with the contact person, and that will be done by the videographers and not by the committee.
Oh, okay.
So we have no control whatsoever over who is in the video.
Right.
A lot of people think we do, but we do not.
So people have not then actually been identified that will be in the different shots, right?
Not in the different shots. There are a few people who've been contacted who will be in the videos and have agreed to, but I don't have that list.
Oh, okay. Because you were saying earlier before we came on air that there was just a planning sheet, a flow sheet of all the different kinds of shots they want, right?
I said we prepared a list of the many active activities, and we put together a spreadsheet.
Okay.
And that's a potential shot sheet is what I think they would call it.
Yeah.
So,
But they're going to be here in July taking the photos.
they'll
right?
be here doing the videos, the actual videos in July the 9th and 10th, and the 11th is the rain date.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to be very busy and very visible over the campus on those 2 days. So I don't know any more about what's going to happen than that.
Okay.
But we gave them a lot of information.
Sounds good. Well, it sounds like finally they're starting to pull everything together of what we do here and all the different activities that we have here and different opportunities for residents.
Well, this will be used a lot at marketing events.
Ah, okay.
That was kind of the purpose of it, because one of our goals this year is to help with the marketing and
Okay.
come up with ideas and just help the sales and information team.
Okay. I have heard many times over my 11 years here about the marketing events and residents getting involved in the different events. What kind of things do residents do with the marketing events?
Well, first of all, they're called resident ambassadors. If
Okay.
you're a resident that works at one of the marketing events, you're a resident ambassador. And they mingle
Okay.
with the people that are there. My experience has been that a lot of the people that come interested in Green Spring are just as happy talking to residents as they are to the team,
Certainly.
the sales and information team. They hope maybe they'll get some behind the scenes information that they
What's it
wouldn't
really
hear
like,
otherwise.
right?
Yeah. When there's apartment tours, they serve as guides in the hall.
Okay.
We've had one off-campus event this year, and it was at the Waterford.
Okay.
It was attended by well over 100 people.
Okay.
It was very well received. All the vendors who work with Green Spring were there. There were lots of ambassadors. They had a nice meal. There was
Wonderful.
financial information, and it was just fun to go to.
Right.
Next year, I think this year, sometime later on this year, there's going to be an off-campus event at the Mount Vernon Inn.
Okay.
And what we try to do from our specific committee is have at least one person serve as an ambassador, so that we can kind of evaluate and have a dialogue with the team after it's all over and
Okay.
tell pros and cons about what
sure.
we thought about it. And that seems to have worked very well. A lot of people that are ambassadors are not members of the Sales and Information Committee.
Oh, okay.
Anybody can.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, people just volunteer.
Okay.
Some people have their apartments open for visits. Some people just are there to be friends and greet the people.
Okay.
Advocate for Green Spring.
Advocate for Green Spring, right? And to really tell people what's going
Yeah,
on here.
yeah.
Okay. How do you become an ambassador?
I think you let right now Maya Glab know in Sales and Information Office,
Okay.
and if she goes into a different position, there will be somebody. All you have
Right.
to do is call Sales and Information,
Okay.
and she gives you the opportunity to sign up for the events. They have a plan, I think a quarterly plan for the events that they have.
Right. But you need to make the effort to
Yeah,
contact
you need
them.
to. That's
Okay.
correct.
And then they'll sign you up for what you need to do and tell you
Well, you
anything
get
else.
usually, if you want to be an ambassador, Maya will put a sheet in your box that tells all the events for that quarter, and then people can turn them back in, and she will contact people
great.
because she uses different people at different events to have a rotating group of people, so everybody gets a chance. People love doing it. They dress up, they talk to people, and have lots of nice things to say about Green Spring.
Well, it sounds like a very rewarding experience.
It is.
It is.
Have you been in that ambassador?
I have been
Okay.
You've been an ambassador, huh?
in your building.
Oh, okay.
But I would think it'd be a really great way for people who are relatively new to the community to really get involved and meet other people who are potentially going to be new also. And with us having the turnover we do of about 12 apartments a month somewhere in that area, I mean, that's a lot of new people coming in each year. So really nice.
I don't know the ratio of people that attend events to people that actually become residents in the future. That would be something interesting for me to ask sales and marketing.
As a resident, I'd love to know that.
Yeah.
In regards to it. Because we have like 1,200 people on the priority list. Is the last report that I heard about somewhere in that area. And how many of those people, how soon do they move off of it? How many of them came to X number of events or anything along those lines?
Some people come to lots. They love the food.
Yeah. Well, food's
That's
good,
one
right?
of the big draws.
The food's good. So you guys have events, and you participate with that. You participate in meeting new people when they come in regards to it. Other activities?
I'm really excited about the programs we started having because we're learning quite a bit about what goes on here, behind the scenes kind of thing.
When you say programs, what we have?
Well, speakers come to our meetings.
Oh, okay.
We're having, one thing we've learned is how the American with Disabilities Act and Fair Housing Act has affected sales and information as far as the sales, what they can and can't, what they need to consider in having people actually become a resident here. A lot we didn't know that we learned. That's one program we had.
That'd be a nice thing for residents to know because those standards have changed over time, right?
That's right.
In regards to it. So that it eliminates discrimination as much as possible.
Yes, in all aspects of discrimination.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you guys have learned in regards to that about people moving in? What are some of the features?
I've learned that probably the most important thing is whether a person can afford to be here or not.
Oh, okay.
We used to have almost mental health screening, and I don't think that happens very much anymore.
Okay.
As long as a person can afford to be here, they're welcome to be here. Affording to be here includes if they become unable to care for themselves, that they have the finances to pay for the care that they may need.
Right.
That's one of the important things we've learned.
All right. Are there physical limitations that are eliminated now or anything?
As far as I understand, there are not physical limitations, because if you have physical limitations and have an aide who can help you with those, then you can be a resident here.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing you say is basically anybody, as long as they've got money, can move in.
I think so. Isn't that
That's what I understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not considered discrimination if you can't afford to be here, but it is considered discrimination of any other choices you might make and whether a person can come. You can't determine whether they can live independently or not.
Well, okay. All right. And so that may explain then why we have more people who appear to need an aid living in independent living than we've had in the past.
That's correct.
Okay. Does sales encourage use of aides? I mean, of people hiring aides or hiring assistants?
I am not sure that comes up in a conversation. Their responsibility is to determine whether a person is financially able to be here.
Okay.
I don't think they can take into consideration a person's abilities.
Okay, all right. And with the financial determination, that's made by people in the sales department?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
We have to, well, you've been here a lot longer than I have. I have to fill out quite an extensive financial form, which they're very careful.
Okay. And I understand that over the years, the requirement of finances has increased of what you have as far as financially.
Well, it would have to, I think, because of the way our economy is going, everything's increasing.
That's right. Okay.
So I think, yeah, that's a fair statement.
All right. How many people are actually in the sales department? Do you
I
know?
think there are 8, and on our committee there are 16 people.
Okay. 16 residents on
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yes, that's correct. Plus David Taylor, Sales and Information
Director.
Director, attends. Franklin Funes
Okay.
usually attends, and then we have a speaker. So we usually have between 15 and 20 people at a meeting, and we meet monthly on
Okay.
Thursdays.
Meet on Thursdays. What time?
Second Thursday of the month at 1:30
Okay.
in the VS classroom.
All right.
Until we might be changed by repositioning, but I
Sure.
think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of the classroom situations may be changed over
Yeah.
time with repositioning. But what I'm hearing you say is you meet once a month. There's a set time, a set place of where you meet, and that you're having speakers come in and really share some very
Oh, yeah.
important information with you. What has been the most enlightening thing that you've learned by being on sales committee?
Probably learning about what the Fair Housing Act and American with Disabilities Act have. We've
That was a
learned
big
from.
eye-opener.
We've learned a lot
Okay.
from that, because I think there has been a lot of misconception about people that have become residents here, and it's just been very educational.
Okay.
I think we're really excited to be working with staff to do the media presentation. The Welcome Home program is a work in progress. And it will become smoother and smoother as it goes
Okay.
along. It's been a very interesting process to see it form. And anybody that is a resident that would like to be on the Sales and Information Committee, when that form comes out in, I guess it's the end of the year, that
Right.
you can sign up to be on a committee, consider being on this committee. It's really a good committee. There's very active people.
It sounds like
Yeah.
it. And you get a free meal, right?
No, where do I get it? Oh, well, yeah,
Oh,
when
the
you go.
events.
Yeah, if you're an ambassador, but that's anybody,
Oh,
any
okay.
ambassador that goes to something.
Okay. But do the committee members typically are they typically ambassadors or not?
I think everybody on the committee has had an opportunity to be an ambassador.
Okay. So if you want to find out what's going on with the sales component, join up, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Jeri, what led you to join? What was your desire to join the sales committee?
Well, the form came in my box that I could select which committee I would like to be on. And since I was new, and I basically was quite surprised to find out that 75 was not the average move-in age,
Right.
but 82 or 3. And I came with the impression that 75 was the average. So I decided, well, that's a place that I can work, because I would like to see more younger residents move in.
Yes.
And so that's how I got on the committee.
Okay.
And this video sort of came up, and I thought, well, that might be a way to help get that done.
Are we getting younger and younger people in? Do you know, or are we still sticking around the 82, 83 age?
I don't have any statistics,
Okay.
so I'd hate to say. I think I see both,
Okay.
but we're all living longer too.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, when I have been to some events before moving in, I was sitting beside some people on several occasions, and I was thinking, I wonder how old they are. They really look a lot older than I thought I looked. And talking with them, I found out they were actually younger. So I've been blessed with good health,
Yes.
and they were not. So I don't think you can make judgments at all.
Okay.
in regard to what you think.
Right.
You have to look at the statistics, and I have not seen that.
What a neat observation.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't make assumptions, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's absolutely true.
The other thing I found is everybody here has a story.
Yes.
People are so interesting, and some people are really anxious to tell their story, and some people you have to kind of draw it out. But people are really very interesting here.
One of the things I have learned also in this process is that there are people who are on the waiting list that are in their early 60s that are not quite old enough to come yet.
Right.
And that was something that I had no clue about,
Right.
of course.
And it's nice, though, that someone can sign up at any point in their life to come. I mean, they can get on the priority list, even though they're not in their 62 or older, in regards to it. So they could
Well, I was on the list for 13 years before I came
Wow.
here. Not because they didn't call me, just because I'm not that old.
Yeah.
I got on there before I
Sure,
was old
sure.
enough to be here.
Okay. Well, no, I can identify with you, Jeri. I mean, I moved in very young, and it was kind of interesting every time somebody appeared younger, of just gravitating toward them, because of wanting to be around someone that seemed younger. But I found that people seem younger quite often who are older individuals, but they're active, and I think we should not pass that up, of having individuals that are active and really having an active community. Okay. Well, thank both of you ladies for being on today. This has been most interesting, and keep up the great work with the sales.
Okay, thank you for having us.
And we look forward to seeing and getting a preview of the video.
Me too.
Very good. Thanks again.